So it turns out Cabela's Outdoor Adventures has a lot more content than I realized, and we saw that at the end of the last video. So not only do we have the normal hunts to do, there's also a bunch of missions, and I was looking through them. There's some that I'm definitely looking forward to doing, and one of them that we're definitely going to do today. I don't think we'll do them in order, but we'll probably try to do like 2 missions and our normal 3 hunts in every video now. So we'll get straight into our hunts. We're headed to Taylor's Island. And the rules for this one are bows and muzzleloader, and we have 2 Sika deer tags. Once again, they're having us check the bag limit in the hunt for some reason, but we should be good to go. I have the muzzleloader equipped, and we'll see what Taylor's Island is like. Now, it did actually say that we should check our bag limit in the hunt, and it is just for 2 does for the Sika deer. But I'm curious to see what their models look like, because in the preview they look more kind of like blacktail deer. So I don't know what they're going to have for us.
Poachers are somewhere out in the woods, and they've been hunting deer illegally. Track down their camp.
I feel like that's going to be the most difficult of what we had so far. We have to just find their camp. I mean, maybe there's going to be smoke that's going to be obvious. A lot of times these doe hunts have been the most difficult. Like, we've had to cover the most ground just to find enough does to fill the tags. So we'll try to make sure that we're covering a lot of ground and looking for that, because I've tried to complete all those so far, but I actually don't have a clue like what to look for that. I actually do think they've done a pretty decent job of replicating like Sika deer habitat in Maryland. It's just this swampy, underbrush, marshy mess that's difficult to maneuver through, but we do have a doe here. No sign of any poacher camp, by the way, but before she tries to go anywhere, we are going to at least attempt to...
Let's see if it's a new record.
Get her down. Why did that gunshot not happen? Okay, that was a strange sequence of events. We got like the very beginning of the audio for that, and then just nothing. I don't know if it was because the guy was talking or why it didn't play, but that was a little bit weird. Anyway. First Sika deer doe, hit her actually in the head.
This is a high-scoring trophy.
But now we need to try to find that poacher camp, and I was spending a bunch of time trying to get onto this half of the map because I bet it's somewhere like way down in here. So we're gonna pretty much head southwest and ignore deer for a bit, because once we shoot that second doe, we're gonna get taken out of this hunt, so I want to find that. So I guess 2 things. Number 1, southeast was the direction, not southwest. Number 2, there are black bears here, which could cause issues, especially when they're charging through brush, but that gunshot happened. I guess it was just the guy talking. Anyway, hopefully now that we're going the right direction, we can find the poacher camp. Is this the poacher's camp? I guess so. That is the least obvious thing I could ever imagine. And honestly, I got here by pure luck. There's a boat that I decided to take, and I was trying to get down to the far south, and I just couldn't get past all these logs that are in the water. So I just kind of got off the boat here and got that accomplished. Anyway, probably going to take the boat back to the other side then, and go see if we can find another doe. I'm glad we got that done, but I figured there'd be like a tent or something that made that more clear. But yeah, this actually ended up being useful. I don't know how. Apparently there's a deer right in front of us here, and I do not see it. I don't know if there's some brush hiding it. Oh yeah, it's bedded right there. It is a doe, so I think we'll probably stand up to try to get our shot. Can we do that while aiming? We can. And as long as we move, that was how I did it before, we don't have to reload. We can claim our second Sika deer doe, and we can get out of here. Somehow that was a chest shot from behind.
This trophy can go back to deer country.
But I'm glad we actually got all that done. I wasn't really sure about the poacher camp, but I think at least we should be done. Does it wait till we're done reloading? Why? It says we've only hunted 1 doe? Did we not shoot one earlier? This is an interesting one, but I guess we gotta go kill one more then. So we do have another doe out here. I really hope this one actually finishes the hunt, because if it doesn't, I'm not really sure what to think. And we keep end up having to go for less than ideal shot angles, but this time I wasn't moving, so we have to reload. And at least, like I said, hopefully that gets us out of here. I do like you can kind of see the spots on them though. Like they did decent with these models. I'm curious what the antlers are going to look like. But does this actually accomplish things?
This one goes on the high scores list.
It almost has to, so I think we're good.
Nice hunting. You've finished this season.
Alright, I still don't know why we had to shoot 3 deer, but suppose that's fine. We will check on our next on here, which is Winter on Taylor's Island. We can use rifles, and this time tags are for $2, so I do want to see what their antlers look like. We'll switch up our inventory just quickly and switch the 270 in. And actually what we should do is put on our winter clothing. And probably snowshoes we'll bring with us, and then we should be good. I'm actually impressed. I really didn't think the antlers would be correct, but that's pretty good. So, we're definitely going to try to take that guy out. I don't know if that's big or not for them.
I grab my tape measure.
But it looked like a pretty solid Sika deer, so that's cool. I really thought they would have just like blacktail antlers or something like that, because again, I can't actually show like the little hunt previews because they have music, which I'm guessing is probably copyrighted. But they showed what looked like a blacktail deer, but those are definitely Sika deer antlers. It is a, if we go to the right thing, 8-point. Not too bad.
This is a high-scoring trophy.
So I'm curious now if that's a good one or not. Guess we'll have to see what the next one we find looks like, but I'm genuinely pleasantly surprised by that. I think I am gonna wait just to see, because that one, it might be a 4x4 as well. I might have saw another split right at the top, but he didn't look as big, and I'm pretty sure this other deer on the minimap isn't that far away. So we'll go and actually take a look at that if we can, and try to get an idea of which is the better one. There's also a black bear right there in front of us, so hopefully he's just gonna leave us alone. You never know with these games what they're gonna decide to do. Why is... Oh, okay. I was too busy being distracted by the fact that one of these deer icons is flashing as if it's wounded. Probably by a bear. Well, it died, so guess we'll just focus on the other one. I think we might have made the right choice here, because that definitely looks better than the 3x3. I think he's bigger anyway. It's hard to say really how the scoring works, but pretty sure that guy's better. So we'll just go ahead and take him out. And as long as the game actually works correctly, and lets us just be tagged out with 2, we should be headed on to the missions, because I think the way that we're going to do this is we'll do the missions in between maps, because every video that we do on this game, we end up with 2 different maps. It's either like one mission like remaining from the map we did in the previous video, or a fresh map, and then we do one at the end. So we can do the missions kind of in between. This guy was a 5x5.
Congratulations. It's a new high score.
And he was bigger than the last one, so I think we did, in fact, make the right choice.
This location is now complete.
So I mentioned at the beginning that there actually are some pretty interesting missions. I actually do want to start out with the very first one, which is just shooting a fox from under 50 yards with the shotgun. That shouldn't be a big deal. And then catching a walleye. I don't imagine we're going to show too much of that, because that's pretty repetitive. But after we do that, there is one in the Henry Mountains for a Trophy Legend Rocky Mountain Mule Deer. I didn't even know there were Trophy Legends in this game, which I also didn't know there were Trophy Legends in Alaskan Avengers till we played that a couple of months ago. But I think that one especially is going to be pretty fun. So real quick, we'll see if we can go and get our fox and walleye, and then we'll be heading after that mule deer. So that's going to be 1 walleye. Did actually have us trying to catch the walleye first, apparently. So I'm not sure if it matters. I just figured I'd do it in the order that it said. And almost every time, it's every other cast that gets a bite, so I'm guessing that's going to be the case again. A lot of times, the middle cast that doesn't usually get a bite, I just cast like a couple of yards and it seems to work. So I'm betting we should get something here. And as long as we can just reel out when he's turning it red and reel in when we're green, I think we're going to be set to go here. So that's going to be walleye number 2. I do kind of wish we could actually keep them, because there's no trophy lodge for the fish like there is in Alaskan Adventures. But like, the model's actually kind of nice. But anyway, we can eat that, and now we need a fox from less than 50 meters, and somehow I'm casting without even trying. But we got pretty close to red fox in, I think it was like our first or second hunt. They're the little purple dots. I'm gonna try just kind of running at them and seeing what that does. A lot of the small games seems to let you do that, so because the shotgun doesn't have a scope, that's gonna be my first strategy. Well, that pretty much worked to perfection.
Let's take a look-see at your trophy.
Just kind of pushed it out of the brush. Apparently it tumbled all the way down here into the water. But yeah, got a red fox. So that was one of the missing things in that first room, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this mission today. It's a solid 3 score. Don't know if that's big or small, but it was a male.
Congratulations. It's a new high score.
So we've been fairly lucky with that, because you really can't tell,
That was
I
a
guess.
tough mission. Nice work.
I mean, it really wasn't, but anyway. I guess we could have identified the track, but the coyote that we got in whatever that region was called, White Pine, I think, was also a male. But now we're going to go after the Trophy Legend Mule Deer. I don't see any specific requirements, so we will get our 270 once again, and we'll head after that. Now the question kind of becomes, is that the Trophy Legend Mule Deer? Or do they get even bigger? Because, I mean, obviously, that's kind of huge, but I feel like we shot them around that size. I guess it can't hurt to shoot that one and see. If we get yelled at, that really is only a good thing, because that means there's a bigger one waiting on us.
Nice looking trophy.
Guess that would have been it. I'm not even sure if that's better than the one that we killed in just the normal hunt for this, with the recurve actually. It might be, and there may actually be like additional score because it evidently is a trophy legend. But let's see. There's like more mass to it, I guess. Does it say? I don't see anything about it being a trophy legend. There may be one more point. I think it was a 10 by 10 that we shot with a recurve. A 434 score.
Very good work. Mission accomplished.
Didn't get anything about a high score, but I guess that was it. So that was incredibly easy. Anyway, we're on to our last hunt now, which is apparently in Gurr County, wherever that is. And the rules are 2 axis deer bucks with no firearm or bow restrictions, so we should be good to just head in there. And we know from seeing the Sika deer antlers that they have deer with like the vertical antlers, so I'm expecting these to actually look decent. I actually was wondering where Gurr County was, and apparently it's in Texas, so kind of a cool way to incorporate axis deer into this game. But I want to know what these bucks are going to look like, because the Sika actually surprised me. I'm curious how accurate the axis deer are actually going to be. You know, honestly, that's not bad. They got the big brow tines and everything. I'm pretty impressed by that. We'll see if we can just go ahead and drop this guy here at close range.
Grab my tape measure.
I still can't get over the fact that they just ragdoll so hard when you hit them, but I'm curious if that's a big one or not. It's really hard to say, especially when we've seen some of the sizes of the other deer. That is just a typical, I mean, almost every axis deer is, so not even sure if there are other variants, but potentially that's actually not that big.
A local old-timer needs some jackrabbit pelts. If you can, hunt a couple of jacks for him.
Okay, do I get this 22 semi-auto? Because I don't have one.
This trophy can go back to deer country.
I guess I do. Firearm unsighted, that definitely is going to help things. Let's see here. It sounds deadly, and it hit close enough to where I was aiming. Alright, this should be interesting. This dude's trying to escape. There we go. Got one finally. It's like running around just trying to keep up with them because they're so little. I can't seem to get close and just not spook them. They're always behind something. So if that's the way, that's what we'll do. Did Did we actually just hit something and not kill it? That might be the first time this entire playthrough. It'll probably slow it down or actually eventually get it, but I was just thinking that earlier. Every shot we've taken, whatever animal it's been has just tumbled. So it did finally bring him down. He ran forever, but that's 2.
Let's take a look-see at your trophy.
The fact that we missed that last shot was kind of sad, but that's 3. Still haven't topped the first one. Just stay there. And that's number 4. That was more difficult than I expected it to be. Of course, the last one is the lowest score. But at least we got a good one, I guess, with the 3 when everything else was 2 or below. And by the way, in the process of doing that, I probably saw the access to your buck that's on this map like 5 different times. Not sure which it is anymore. I guess it's one of these 2. At this point, we're just hunting them the same way we wanted the rabbits. Let's see if we can do this. That must have been really close. Actually, I think we hit him. It's, on the map it looks like he's hit. Don't know where he stopped at. He's just standing in there. It's almost like all that rabbit hunting prepared us for that moment. By the way, I don't know why. We apparently have an X-ray on this scope now. Okay, I don't know what I just did. Oh, press E. Huh. Interesting. Not sure what that's actually good for. But anyway, we got ourselves a second axis deer. Also a typical. I think it is 4 bigger than the last.
This is a new high score for this species.
Evidently. I really felt like adding the missions into there made this a lot more fun. I mean, we ended up on 4 different maps total. Just a lot of different species, a lot of different stuff we were hunting. I think that's actually a good way to do this, and I wish I knew about them from the beginning, but I think it's going to be fun to throw those into the mix as we go along in the future. But anyway, that was 3 different hunts and 2 missions, so that is going to do it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.